again. Don't know where, don't know where.
What does it mean to be a man? Throughout time, the answer to this question has changed. In this video, I will be talking to you about the various aspects of the American culture of manliness in the early 20th century. These topics include sports, the military, and neurasthenia. Sports is central to American culture, both now and in the early 1900s. Peter Bailey explains that sports is an important part of the American social experience. It is also stated by Hobsbawm that sports became one of the most important social practices during the late 19th and early 20th century in the United States. Sports encourages American actualization, particularly for men, including the emphasis on competition, brotherhood, and patriotism. The most popular sport during this era in America was baseball.
Casey was baseball mad, had the fever and had it bad, just to root for the hometown crew every Sioux. Casey Blue. On a Saturday, her young beau called to see if she'd like to go to see a show, but Miss Kate said
Babe Ruth was seen as the manly man of sports. He was a smoker, an arguable alcoholic, overweight, and not very athletic. However, he was charitable and patriotic. He had many qualities that made him into the well-known icon that he was, including his militaristic demeanor. Much like a military general, Babe Ruth inspired his fellow athletes to fight harder and do their best on the field. His fame was accentuated by his advertisement experience, as he was the first professional sports player to be the face of an advertisement campaign for companies in American history. The military during the early 20th century was a large part of masculine culture. The estimated military man was strong, brave, healthy, and patriotic. Many military men were between the ages of 18 years old and 24 years old. The military often recruited this age group through the advertisements called propaganda, following the lead of the European recruitment strategy. This worked well. The military employed young men to fight in the Great War. Fighting to defend their country, thousands of American men sacrificed their lives. However, not all men in the military movement in the early 20th century were fighting. 8 men were commissioned into the military as captains to produce a historical record of the Great War. These were not just any men given a camera to hold to go take a picture. These 8 men were prominent illustrators of their day. Their job was to document atrocities of the war. These 8 men knowingly and willingly risked their lives to take pictures and document the war from all angles. Many of these pictures you see today of the Great War were from these 8 men. Neurasthenia is a commonly diagnosed disease in the United States and in the late 19th and early 20th century. It was proposed by George M. Beard in 1869 and became popularized years later. This disease was believed to be caused by the stress of urbanization, industrialization, and competition, and having an overzealous mother. The symptoms of neurasthenia increased boredom, headaches, stress, and feminine qualities such as nervousness. The many cures included being out in nature, fighting war, and reinvigoration through adventure. Theodore Roosevelt was perhaps one of the most famous recovered neurastheniacs. He cured his disease by going to the West and having a contest with nature. It allowed him to test his willpower and reinforce his masculinity. This popular treatment became known as the West Cure. Roosevelt spoke of his high voice and feminine qualities while he had neurasthenia. Once we went to the West, however, he says, that his face remarkably changed and his voice deepened and became well known for his manly qualities. Bruce Fenn published an article in the Organization of American Historians magazine of history. We wrote, "No single figure in American history better demonstrates that influence of power and masculinity in history than Theodore Roosevelt. According to Fenn, TR's masculine persona and rhetoric touched a nerve among men unsure of their place. What does it mean to be a man? Throughout time, the answer to this